We are looking at the new 2011 Proto Rail. Pretty green, all that wonderful stuff. Comes in this nice, wonderful box so you can sit there and sell it, put it on a nice shelf, whatever you want to do with it. Then you rip it open, and then you come over here and you rip it open. As we sit here and look at it, it's pretty plain, pretty simple. Not a lot has changed through the whole PM-DM line. Basically what's happened is a lot of the really good stuff that they have brought from the MT and the DM line has finally filtered down to the PMR. First off, no more eye plates, which is a wonderful, wonderful thing right there. Simple, plain, once again, always an auto-cocker threaded barrel with no eye plates, once again flipping back to. Eye wire is exactly the same between the DM, NT, all those wonderful things. Also the new thing is we have a new solenoid for the Proto Rail line. Interesting, we'll see what happens. Also I see in the near future they're going to have QEV mods for it so you can actually get higher rates of fire, which will be super awesome. Now we move over here. We got the eye plate, same thing that has been in the DM series line and NT line for about a year or so now, so that's a great new feature. Then we have the bolt system and all that wonderful stuff. The thing I'm really liking about it, it's not like the old PMRs. We actually had to sit here and line up everything, so you have to have it slipped in the right spot so you don't lose your efficiency and leak all over the place. As we see, pretty much the bolt assembly looks almost exactly like the original DM. So that way it's easier to maintain, and also they brought the colored O-rings back over to it. Makes it much easier to figure out where and what size O-ring you need. Then we move over to the frame system. Standard ultralight frame, nothing super spectacular. Standard grips. They did add in the battery pull-out, so it makes it much easier to get the battery out when changing it. Also here in the top is kind of hard to see. A lot of problems we were actually having with these guns where we were bending up the prongs for the battery connection and we're not getting a great connection, and guns would end up frying out. So they have eliminated that problem by putting in a little spacer. So that way when you press up on the pieces of metal, it won't budge and wiggle on you. Then we flip over to the other side, the standard SLG ultralight board. So if you know how to run one, it makes it much easier for you. The question we asked a lot up at CUP was, will it accept Iron Man triggers and UL triggers? Obviously the question and answer is yes. It doesn't look as clean and finished, but it does the job. Another cool thing, when you were sitting here taking apart the gun a couple years ago, you were losing buttons. Now they've gone ahead and put the buttons together in one piece, so if one falls, they both go, so it's easier to find. Wonderful thing. Also, the new feature they're doing with this one is they're doing macro line. Yes, the gun will run off CO2. Interesting. Also, because it is the cheaper one out of the Proto brand and Die brand, they took out the swivel, so it does no longer swivel on the Hyper 3 regulator. Plus and minus, cheaper for you, doesn't work as well, in my personal opinion. Nice little things it does come with is a O-ring accessory kit, so when you start blowing O-rings, if you blow O-rings, it will be taken care of quick and easy. Once again, the wonderful Die lube comes with the 9-volt battery, also the Allen key set, and they wrapped up this barrel cover nice and tight. So once again, this is your 2011 Proto Rail.